Tonight, David Cronenberg returns with his slant on the relationship of two of history's most famous psychologists. A Dangerous Method finds man-of-the-moment Michael Fassbender in the shoes of Carl Jung, Viggo Mortensen as Sigmund Freud, and Keira Knightley playing the disturbed patient Sebina Sielrein, all of whom will be joining us here tonight on the red carpet. So let's talk about those S&M scenes. I imagine it was quite out of your comfort zone. Did you find yourself laughing at all?
We had a lot. I mean, we really did. Yeah, we laughed a lot. And I think if you're shooting difficult scenes of any kind of nature, whether they be sexual or anything else, you have to find the humour in it. They're not easy to film. I mean, I first heard that David was going to offer me the part, and I met him 6 years ago and heard, and it was a lovely meeting, but I hadn't heard anything else. And then all of a sudden, my agents phoned up and said, actually, David Cronenberg's going to offer you something. And I was 95% going to say yes before having read the script. And then I read the script and went, oh, I love it. It's so interesting. But there are these scenes, and I don't know that I can do that, and I don't know that I want to do that. And so I spoke to him on the phone and said, look, I love you and I love the script and I really want to work with you, but actually I'm not sure that I can. He said, well, we'll take them out. I said, it's not a problem. And then we started really talking about it and decided that, I think they're not voyeuristic, they're not sexy, they're brutal, and they're kind of, and I think that was very important to understand the kind of torment that was going on inside her and to understand what was going on. And once I'd got that, I sort of went, okay, let's do it.
Thanks, Keira.
Thank you.
Professor Freud, Dr. Jung.
I've simply opened a door. It's for the young men like yourself to walk through it.
In the film you play Sigmund Freud. Did you research a lot into the role, or did you know much about him before in his work?
I thought I knew a lot about him, but I didn't know many things about him, including the fact that he had he was a very witty person, had a very good sense of humor, and that he was a lot more sociable and warmer than I thought, so that was fun.
You've got a real knack for picking dynamic roles. What attracted you to this role in particular?
Well, David Cronenberg, I mean, that's like already something that felt so privileged that he actually thought of me, and so, the idea of working with him was something that was very appealing. And then I met him for lunch, read the script, and then I realized, Christopher Hampton wrote such a sort of luscious, intelligent, articulate piece. So there was a lot of it too. It's very dialogue heavy. So I thought that was a challenge too. And then it was like, okay, well, it seems like a really interesting mix of ingredients.
And do you have a favorite David Cronenberg film?
I think it's The Fly.
Excellent choice.
Thanks.
Thanks for talking
Cheers.
to us. Were you excited at the prospect of making a film about Sigmund Freud?
Yeah, I've done period pieces before, but usually involving fictional characters, and so this was the first time that I was really dealing full-on with historical characters who are in fact very well known, kind of iconic, really, it's the kind of thing that you do your research but then you forget about it when you're on the set. You have to throw that away because they have to come to life. They have to be alive in the moment. So it's a kind of interesting challenge.
And it's a great cast, and Keira Knightley, particularly to me, stood out as a really great performance. How did you decide on her for Sebina?
Well, it's, as I've often said, casting is a black art, there's no rule book to guide you. You only have your intuition as a director. It's a huge part of directing, casting, that's invisible to most people. But you can doom your film by miscasting it. So I've seen lots of films that Keira's been in. I met her long ago. And then after that, it's just, you have faith in your own understanding of what an actor can do. Sometimes you know better what they can do than they know themselves, And if they hear you say, no, I know you can do this, and they trust you because they've seen your movies and so on, then they can do it.
Why should we put so much effort into suppressing our most basic natural instincts?
Surely you didn't think I'd let you go without putting up a fight.
We'll be back tomorrow with some Shakespearean action from Rhys Ifans at the premiere of Anonymous.